Thank you, sir.
Buenos noches. You are now tuned in to Telemundo. I am your illustrious host, Jerome Williams. Jerome, I don't even know my last name. I said Jerome Williams.
Can you please not introduce it with that racist shit?
Why is that racist?
We would like to continue Unlabeled podcast.
Bro, all I said was Buenos noches. You are now tuned in to Telemundo. I am your. That's all I said. I'm trying to expand our fan base.
Let me stop playing. We know America don't care about them neither.
All right, about them neither.
You can make fun of them. They don't care. Just like you can make fun of us, but we know who we can't make fun of.
Oh yeah, we're not even gonna start that today, brother.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Let's not make fun of nobody, Jerome.
But anyway,
let's make this a PG podcast.
But anyway, welcome, first time listeners, last time listeners. You are now tuned into Unlabeled the podcast. I'm your illustrious host, Jerome Williams. On this podcast, what we do is we like to lift the voice of the Black and the marginalized communities. We like to do media analysis, a little bit of politics and media analysis, break it down and get the YouTube off the background, please, because now I'm echoing. But thank you, Montre. I really appreciate that because I know it was you. But we're glad to have each and every one of the listeners here in the house. I got my good friend Kendall Watson in the building. How you feeling, Kendall?
Feeling good. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone.
Buenas noches.
Ain't daylight savings coming or something?
Yeah, daylight savings was today. They rolled it back already.
Today. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder it kind of feels okay.
Yeah. We lost an hour, bro.
Feeling great though.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Yeah, apparently he don't know where he is or what time zone.
That's true.
Or what universe? He might be in the MCU.
I'm in the metaverse.
You're in the metaverse. Okay. But yeah, man, how you been, brother? You say you feeling good, but how you been? We took another hiatus.
Yeah, it's been a hiatus, but yeah, I've been doing all right, man. I've been just trying to stay in the house and save money, and still on the hunt for a home, and all that good stuff. But yeah, work's good. That's about it.
That's about it.
Oh yeah, I had a good Halloween too. I went on a bar crawl, so that was fun.
Okay. And for all the listeners who's not familiar,
I actually dressed up, and I never do that.
Yeah,
so that's huge.
For all the new listeners who aren't familiar with Kendall, he's our resident conspiracy theorist and technical expert.
Yes, absolutely.
we got to reintroduce ourselves. Allow us to reintroduce ourselves. We also have my good friend Montre Brown in the building. How you feeling this week, brother?
Oh man, I'm doing good, feeling good. Audience, I almost got kicked off before we went live, so I just want to let y'all know.
Welcome back.
That's the type of energy he's on with me today.
I'm about to be on a whole another type of energy because you full of it. Ain't nobody almost kicks you off. And as you can see, Montre Brown is our residential shit starter.
Just hear song get fine, sir.
Yeah. He's our resident almond complexion shit starter. Almond complexion shit starter. Yeah.
Almond D Brown.
Yeah, Montre, what you do something for me? No, what is wrong with Drake, dog?
I don't know what he was thinking on that part.
Yeah.
He might have thought he was in a strip club or something.
Yeah, he was doing a little bit too much. But yeah, man, we back, man. Blades is I don't know where Blades is. I hit him up earlier, but man, he's a hustler, so it's kind of hard keeping up with the brother.
He might also be at the strip club.
At 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I hope not. He definitely needs help. But man, as you can see, we got the merch up and running. You know what I'm saying? I got the Christopher Columbus White Lives Matter crew neck on. Go ahead and cop that at unlabeledmerch.com. I don't have any promos to run for y'all because y'all missed the last Columbus Day sale. That's when I released these hoodies. But yeah, go ahead and copy some merch at a full price. I'll run a discount some other time. But go ahead and copy all that merch at full price. We do have a community section up and running on this podcast. So if you we will now be posting in the community section. So if y'all are looking for specific links or things that we like to talk about in this podcast, go on the YouTube channel and click the community section. So as far as that, I think that's it for church announcements for this week. As far as anything new what we got going on, but shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Floyd, Thomas, and Brandon. I see you in the chat, brothers. Stay engaged. And we are kicking ass on Call of Duty. So if any of y'all would like to join us in Call of Duty, I will also post on the community section. Yeah, we've been going wild on there. So y'all can join in and have some fun with us on Call of Duty. All the brothers from Unlabeled and all the listeners as well. But man, first things first, man. I guess we'll start with the sad news. Last week, because we didn't record last week, but last week, man, welcome to some very bad news on Tuesday morning. We lost Brother Takeoff from the Migos. If y'all been under a rock, I'm pretty sure it's been ran into the ground. Just wanted to start by saying rest in peace to his family and friends and all his loved ones, man. It was a sad loss because a brother that kind of like seems to stay out the way, man. It was pretty depressing, to hear. That we lost him, you know what I'm saying, especially in the way we did. It was a violent act. He was apparently observing a dice game that was taking place, and we don't know what happened, but the rumors is that somebody started ringing off shots and he got hit by a stray and lost his life. Quavo is also in the hospital, so we can prayers out to Quavo. I haven't heard any update. I don't know if y'all have on his state. But also rest in peace to Quavo. I mean, not rest in peace. I'm sorry. Hopefully he can get well soon and make a full recovery. But yeah, man, it was pretty heartbreaking news on Tuesday. How did y'all feel about hearing that?
Yeah, it was unfortunate, man. Like it's just sad when you see people so young. I mean, he was like 28. So it's always like unfortunate when you see somebody so young pass, and especially in the condition the way he died or maybe was murdered. Like you said, he stayed out the way. He wasn't somebody who was into the drama or any of that kind of stuff. So it's like, even if you're staying out the way, sometimes you become affected from gun violence. So it's just sad, man. Now I don't know what, Quavo going through because I know that they're related. Are they all related? Are they all like...
Yeah, they are related.
Cousins, and I know Takeoff is his uncle, right? Quavo, hilarious.
Yeah,
Quavo's uncle.
Quavo's uncle, and then Offset's their cousin.
Cousin, okay, got you. So yeah, man, it's just sad, man. And I know they weren't really communicating, or something was going on with that or whatever. But hopefully, they get closer as a result of something like this, and because life is short, to an extent. So that was my initial reaction. I ain't gonna lie, I just immediately thought about Quavo. Like, damn, like I know he lost somebody real close to him. I read somewhere that they said Takeoff was the reason that Quavo started rapping or something like that, or maybe the way around. I didn't think it was Takeoff that was like encouraging him to rap or something like that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he was very important to him. Somebody who was integral in his life. And I can only imagine like losing somebody as a close uncle, that I got somebody that's always around me, and then, they one day gone. So, prayers out to their family and everybody that's affected from it.
Yeah. Montre, your thoughts and reactions, man, when you first heard the news?
Man, well, pretty much what you said, man. It was depressing. That was the first thing I seen when I woke up that morning. And it's just sad, man. Like Kendall said too, man, I just started thinking about Quavo and then Offset, they haven't been talking, man. So he passed away, man, and they were on bad terms. So I know that, that right there, that's a deep cut, man. So just prayers out to their family, man, friends. It's horrible, bro.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's unfortunate. Like, we've lost quite a few rappers over the years. It was devastating to me. Like I said, I don't even really know how to feel about it because, we talk about how, certain rappers, they talk about, taking lives and drill music and just the music that we have in our culture, the overall tone of it, you know what I mean? But the Migos just made fun music. They didn't really talk that kind of talk. You know what I mean? It's sprinkled in there because just the way the culture is, you know what I mean? But that wasn't the main function of their message, you know what I mean? I didn't think so. But yeah, that was just a case of wrong place, wrong time, around the wrong type of energy, man. And yeah, like I said, thoughts and prayers out to his family. But I hate to move on so abruptly, but I did have a question for y'all, man. Like, but like, do y'all believe that the black community needs leaders?
Absolutely.
Kendall?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could always use more. I think there are quite a few black leaders that we have, but it's not as prevalent as it is like our entertainment side of things. How quickly we know about them. So I think we could always use more. Yeah, so I think it's more visibility on that. Yeah, we could definitely use more.
What does black leadership look like to you?
Black leadership to me is community, like backing, taking accountability, pushing black narratives or black initiatives that need to be in the forefront, and trying to carry that torch. If there's a need for, something like, for example, like police violence or something related to gun violence or something in the neighborhood that needs to be policed. Policing the streets, yourselves, things of that nature, and black leaders pretty much, kind of helping you showcase or understand what that looks like. So that's to me what leadership looks like in a sense, and just more so just the accountability and having that backing when you need them.
Okay, Trey, how do you feel about what does black leadership look like to you for our community? I'm speaking to our.
No, I agree with Kendall. And one thing I don't know if you said, but like teaching, somebody that's going to teach us as a community, man, uplift us, empower us. But everything that Kendall said, absolutely true. I didn't disagree with anything he said.
And when it comes to leadership, do you think that you have to agree with your leaders?
You don't always have to agree with them, but I think you have to respect them. So, but you don't always, everybody's not going to be correct in the way that they're leading you or the way they want to go about leading you. So,
Kendall, what are your thoughts?
No, I don't think you necessarily have to agree with them, but if they are if there's something that they want to put in the forefront, I think there does need to be a certain level of support behind it. As long as unless you're just totally against what that person is pushing, but I do think there needs to be a level of backing behind it, even if you don't necessarily have a plan yourself. Just because they might be trying to move black culture into a different direction. That you may not be privy to, or that you may not see the same type of vision. So just because you don't necessarily agree with it doesn't necessarily mean it won't be a benefit. That's kind of how I feel with certain figures, black, that we have currently. Some leaders, quote unquote. So I don't think you necessarily have to agree, but if they do have some kind of, like, Dr. Umar with the schools said, we've talked about this before, like, there's just things where it just kind of looks dicey, but I still appreciate what he does in terms of educating people and things of that nature, and especially some of the rhetoric that he uses when he is teaching in certain contexts. But there are other people as well. So,
do you think our leadership would come from a celebrity or athlete, or could it? No, I'm just saying, or could it? That's all I was saying.
Yeah, I think it can be a celebrity or athlete. But I think it has to be, again, like, you have to be well read in what you're talking about, so that when people back you, they don't. It's not like sporadic or just off the cuff all the time. Sometimes it needs to be based on some level of information so that you can educate people and that they understand what you're trying to get across. Sometimes I'm fine with a celebrity being that, but if you're gonna step into that realm, you want to make sure that you're prepared, like, kind of like with Nick Cannon when he was going off about certain things, and then they had to pull the wool from his eyes in a certain way. I just think if you're going to go in that route, make sure that you're very ready for that type of stuff. Otherwise, they're gonna come for you. That's the whole point of this whole struggle, if you will. I mean, they ain't the only ones that's been going through this. So I just think you got to be ready for it, man, for real, because it's gonna be a storm.
So I know, we like to do teachable moments here, right? I think something that's lost as far as leadership goes in our community, I got to go all the way back to 1963, I believe it was, right? So most of us are familiar with Martin Luther King's famous "I Have a Dream" speech, right? And that's the version of Martin Luther King that history would like, or that the powers that be would like us to remember. The nonviolent version of Martin Luther King, the turn of the cheek, right? That's the version of him that we would like us to remember. Let me bring it to our, bring something to our audience's attention, because I'm pretty sure y'all don't think about this a lot. Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968. That was 5 years after he gave the "I Have a Dream" speech. His tone started to change on what he wanted us to achieve in our communities, and because a lot of our community thought that his fight from nonviolence and everything lacked some nuance, and they wanted more of a revolution. Our people had a more of a revolutionary spirit. They started to kind of fall out of love with Dr. Martin Luther King. They started referring to him as the Lord. Am I saying that right, Kendall? The Loud. And they're saying
right?
Yeah, they started to refer to the Loud. That was what they called him. And basically saying that his ego had gotten so big that he was looking at himself like God. So, but Martin Luther King realized that he was, in his words, integrating his people into a burning building. That's so right. He came up with the Poor People's Campaign, and it was all about economics. He wanted better economics for our people, for not only. And I'm gonna make this very clear, because we are very, very divisive in today's day and age. Not only for Black people, but for the people, for white people, Hispanic, and in between. Because we were all oppressed and still are to this day, and he wanted us to unify and rise up against the government and for us to have a better sense of economics. So he came with the Poor People's Campaign in 1967. After his first speech in 1968, I believe it was, because he was assassinated in April of 1968, right, Kendall? So his first speech that he gave was 3 months before his assassination, and a riot broke out, and it left 8 people dead, and he was really upset that he couldn't keep the peace in the crowd, because from the riots or whatnot. So he felt really bad about that, you know what I mean, and he was scheduled to do more speeches, but unfortunately he never got to that point. That he was assassinated 3 months later, because in light of his death, or not in light of his death, but in I guess that's the proper term. But riots broke out across the country, leaving 50 people dead. Stokely Carmichael was supposed to do a eulogy for Martin Luther King, and he got mad and said that America killed the last hope for racial unity in this country. And ever since then, we've been in kind of disarray when it comes to our leadership and who we trust and who we believe, and we've it says it's hard for Black people to unify. you know what I mean. So I just kind of want to point to that, because it seems that at today's day and age, no matter which Black person, Black man, white man steps up for the voice of the people, they seem to get admonished and tore down immediately for telling their truths. And to Brandon's point, he said the Black community needs to unify. But like I said, Stokely Carmichael said himself that America killed the last hope for racial unity in this country. And it seems to be on point. You know what I mean? If you kind of look around at where everybody is, and in today's culture, but we've had prominent figures like Obama. As much as you agree or disagree with him, you know what I mean. We've had Jesse Jackson. We can go on and on and on. Like Stokely Carmichael. We later changed his name to Kwame Ture. But basically what I'm just pointing at is that everybody who's kind of stepped up for his community has been torn down. It's always been something negative to come out about them. I can even talk about Malcolm X, what people's thoughts were on him prior to his death, and we all know that he had very well meaning things for our community, but he was looked at as a traitor, because he was originally Detroit Red from the streets, and they looked at him as a traitor. So basically what I'm just trying to say is, if you kind of look around at the state of culture, it looks like our community doesn't want leadership, or if it's not perfect, and there's no way for you to be completely perfect in today's society in order to lead our community to a certain place. Like people, like we can speak to Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is currently in Washington, D.C. right now, marching for reparations. And Kendall, you can go ahead and give a couple quotes for what he said, the reason he's going out there to march for reparations.
Well, basically, just he coins the term foundational Black Americans, and he's talking about African Americans who are of this descent from the transatlantic slave trade. So descendants of that, people that will help build this country up to where it is today. In some cases, because there were a lot of black inventors all the way down the line, and also ones that had literally built buildings, did the sharecropping, all types of shit. We can go on and go on and on. So he's basically talking about that those set of people, those set of African Americans deserve reparations because of what they've experienced throughout their lives. Even after the fact with slavery, even with Jim Crow. We can go down the line with that. Redlining. The list goes on. Prison industrial complex, so forth and so on. So what they're doing in DC is they're bringing attention towards pushing for reparations for those African American people and feeling as if they deserve that right. So that's kind of what is going on right now. They just had that yesterday on Saturday. And if you do want to learn more about just kind of his whole point, it's officialfba.com. So Frank Bravo Alpha for the military guys out there, officialfba.com. So you can definitely check out his website. He also has a book that's out now, and he kind of goes into detail in terms of what he wants from foundational Black Americans.
Mm-hmm. And I know it's a lot of people out there that tend to disagree with reparations, but the fact remains is that the wealth gap is still huge between us and our white counterparts. I'll just give you a small example. Like when we talk about Jewish people are 35% in this country. They make up 55% in the Forbes 400. Black people are 13% in this country, and we make up 0.5% of the Forbes 500. So like that just goes to show you like the disparity between other minorities in this country and us. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of ground to cover, a lot. You know what I mean? And sometimes that requires us to. I know a lot of Black people, we like to be militant minded and things of that nature. But this requires us to move strategically within the system, because to me it doesn't really look like people want to revolt and tear down the systems that are in place. It just looks like they want to operate within those systems. So in order to operate within those systems, you got to kind of color in between the lines. And that brings me to our brother Kyrie Irving. What have y'all thought about the actions taken against Kyrie Irving because of his promotion of an anti-Semitic film? I just want to get y'all personal thoughts. Like, y'all can go whatever. Y'all don't have to be filtered.
I don't think I still mentally don't understand how it became this, because he posted the movie on his Instagram. It had no caption or anything like that, right? Mm-hmm. And it was just this uproar. And I thought that movies and documentaries, they are made to give information. You know what I mean? So I still can't even wrap my head around like why did it blow up to this? And I'm gonna let y'all talk for a second. I need to find. Did you see the list that Brooklyn just gave him that he needs to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it.
Before.
They said the first thing was pay the $500,000 to the Anti-Defamation League, which he wasn't the only person that had to pay money to him. It was actually the Brooklyn Nets as well. So they gave a total of $1 million to the Anti-Defamation League. Then he had
rejected the first. I thought they rejected the first 500.
No, they gave a total of $1 million. I don't think they rejected it.
Well, they did initially because they didn't like his apology, quote unquote. So
they rejected Kyrie's 500.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. So that was an update, because last time I seen it, they accepted it, and they were saying that they just wanted him to come to, like I said, apologize and all that stuff. So my bad, that was on me. So I didn't know they rejected 500. So now he has to pay $500,000. Apologize, meet with leaders of the Brooklyn Jewish community, meet with leaders from that community, and what was the other thing you had to do? You got the list, Trey?
I'm trying to find it right now.
But it was like 5 things. But I'll let you pull it up while we continue to talk. But I know a lot of our people were really upset with the things that Kyrie Irving had to deal with. But I think I know for a fact, I ain't no thinking, I know for a fact that the reason this is happening to Kyrie Irving is recently because a lot of the attacks that have been going on with towards the Jewish community, like the things Kanye West has said has exacerbated that. Donald Trump has said a few things which is completely going under the radar for the general public. But he was admonishing the Jewish community lately because his donations to Israel. He said no other president has done as much for Israel as I've done, and the Jewish Americans need to be more grateful. And I'm like, okay, and nobody's realized that this guy said this, and he's not faced any backlash at all. You know what I mean? So I think the things that Kyrie Irving has done just helped to exacerbate that, and that was the reason why he was attacked so swiftly because of this documentary. And I think because of Kyrie Irving's past with conspiracy, it's even more even more exacerbated from. Excuse me, the flat Earth, the flat Earth thing. Do you remember the flat Earth thing?
Oh yes, we do remember that.
Yeah, so you know, but a lot of people believe that he's being radicalized because of, you know, his it seems like he has a very YouTube mind. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like he's being radicalized?
I just think he, you know, went down a rabbit hole, you know, and he learned. And again, he probably was well traveled. You know, he's probably been to quite a few places and learned several different things. I'm not here to disrespect his intellect. I don't think it's that deep. But I do think that, again, you got to make sure, like when you, I don't care about the posting. Post whatever the hell you want to post. But you're a public figure, regardless of how you feel. You yourself said you are a voice of the people. All those kinds of things. So when you say that, this is what they want. Like, okay, we got one, because white people tend to think, oh, there's a black guy who's speaking for all of us. Mm-hmm. You know, like they love to utilize that. So that's why they're going to him. That's why they're going to LeBron. What do you think? What do you think about what Kyrie said? Hey, they're not asking Giannis because Giannis isn't from here, so it doesn't matter. They don't care about what his opinion is. If he says something about it, then that's one thing. But again, you gotta, if you're gonna speak that stuff, or you're gonna put some on your Twitter, don't be surprised if they come for you and be like, "Hey, what did you mean by this?" Mm-hmm. You got to answer the question, or you just be 10 toes down on how you feel. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't know his take on the Jews. Maybe he's absolutely truthful in what he was saying with, "I'm not here to marginalize people. That wasn't what this was about." Or whatever. But if you just post it and you don't really give any context to it, you know these people are gonna come after you. So you have to make sure that you're ready. Your stuff is well, and he killed it on that second interview when he was saying, you know, how come nobody ever asks about, you know, the plight that my people have gone through and things like that. Yes, you're absolutely correct, and you can bring attention to that. But they're asking you about what you posted on your thing, and they're trying to get you to say get on your knees and say sorry, essentially, because he's apologized a couple of different times.
He's apologized
a couple of different times. But again, he's not steadfast on this is what I really meant initially, and that's why these people keep coming after him. Yeah. He has to put that foot down and say, hey, fuck y'all. This is what I said. This is what I meant. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go and talk to these people, or whatever his plan is, or he's going to retire. I don't know what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. But, you know, just be ready and be okay with what your stance is. You know what I'm saying? I think he is in a lot of different ways, but it just seems like the apology now is as a result of now you possibly losing your money because now you got this suspension going through you. Yeah. So I just hope he, you know, whatever he's doing, he could be a voice of the people. But, you know, if you post something like that, you know, there's a lot of different things with, you know, that I've heard, and I got to watch the documentary myself, but, you know, there's like some Hitler shit in there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know, he's misquoting black people, saying something about the Jews or something. Like, Hitler didn't say no shit like that. Like, y'all got to stop acting like Hitler was cool with the Negroes. Mm-hmm. So if those things are in that shit, that's why you have to say, hey, I wasn't rolling with this shit in here. Because we do that, right? We watch documentaries all the time where there's plenty of shit in there we might not necessarily be fucking with. Mm-hmm. I've had you. Well, I ain't gonna put it out there, but I've had you get a movie for me that was a documentary film about Hitler and just trying to learn about what was going on with that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's about trying to understand the information, not necessarily you riding with everything they saying. And I think that's kind of what initially he didn't do, and that's why they attacked him the way that they are. Yeah. I'm not excusing it, but I'm saying that's exactly why it's going on the way that it is right now. And they're gonna try to make him out to be some, racist or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And Judaism isn't even a race; it's a religion. So. Well, but they're explicitly talking about white Jews because America's racist, and they know what they're talking. Like they go straight for that instead of this is about a religion that he's really just talking about, but it goes further than that. So I just hope he's ready. So they're not gonna leave him alone.
So what Kendall means by America is racist because everything in America is identified by race from the census and everything. So let me just touch on a couple.
Because there are black Jews, right? There are black Jews.
Yeah, there are black Jews, right? So they don't talk about them when it comes to the Holocaust either. For the most part, they don't talk about the Hasidic Jews. But Blaze said he's glad he's not on. No, you can hop in, Blaze, because I'm gonna clarify a few things, right? Because all right, so number one, I just spoke about the census in America being racist. So I'm gonna point out a few things, and this is what I want y'all to understand, because I can tell y'all my true feelings about this, but it's a bunch of shit that we constantly miss because we don't understand, for the most part, as a black community, how the world works, right? So let me tell you something. Mexican people have been considered white have been able to be considered white on the census since the 60s, and the reason they've been able to be considered white in the 60s on the census is because they lobbied. Listen to me very carefully. They lobbied for it. Mexican people wanted the same health benefits as white people, so they lobbied. They pooled their resources together and they lobbied for it to be considered white. Mexican is even an option on the census. They lobby for it, so that's why I want y'all to understand. Another thing, Jewish people.
And it was 1940. They were classified.
1940. My bad. I thought I was a little bit off, but
continue.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was a little bit off on that. But 1940. So I'm just informing y'all when it happened. Same thing with Jewish people. Jewish people are considered white in America. They can be considered white and can consider white in America, right? So when we talk about white supremacy and the mindset of white people, it, like I said, it's an ideology. It's not really the race of Caucasian or Jewish, right? So I just want y'all to understand that. And they also lobby for that as well. They formed the Anti-Defamation League. They saying that anything that you use that was to have us condemned during the Holocaust, you can no longer say that. And they had the same propaganda that they used. Hitler used the same propaganda that they used in America for black people, because that's where he got it from. So he used the same propaganda against Jews to have to slaughter them during the Holocaust, right? So y'all have to understand.
And he got the idea from chattel slavery,
right? From chattel slavery. So just so we clear on that, right? But no, you good. But because it is funny because we know this, but the vast majority of people don't understand this. So we say, oh, why? When Kyrie Irving said, "Where were y'all at when I was a kid?" They were right the fuck there. But the thing, not caring. But the thing is, as a community, we have not pulled our resources together and lobbied for this shit. We just get in the streets and we do the grassroots movements, but we don't put our resources together and lobby for it. Until we are able to put our resources together and put money in the politician pockets, whether we agree with them, whether they look like us or not, and hold their feet to the fire, the same things are going to be happening. There's not going to be no anti-black speech. There's not going to be, you know what I'm saying, like none of that shit when it comes to our community. We have to do that. All we have to do is follow what everybody else has done historically. Same thing with the Stop Asian Hate bill. They lobbied for that. They put money in politicians' pockets. That's how the world works. That's how we have to do it. That's why it's important for us to gain economic wealth. But a lot of us are so used to telling the truth and not coloring inside the lines because we can't be considered white in this country. You know what I'm saying? We just want to tell the truth all the time, whether it's going to cost
biracial children.
Right. Whether it's going to cost or not. But like I guarantee you, if we lobby and start having them biracial children be considered white because of their skin tone, a lot of shit will change.
Well,
let's
not go too far.
I might be reaching with that one, but you know where I was going with it.
No, damn well, unless they look white.
But you never.
No, but you are right. No, you're on point. What you're saying, lobbying. That's why it's important to understand what's going on in political spectrums. Yeah. It ain't like niggas just like to sit around and learn politics. No, you just trying to figure out what's going on with your reality. So So you're right. The lobbying has to take place. You have to put money in these pockets of these fools because that's all they operate by. That's what these oil companies do. That's why they shut the hell up when it's time to talk electric cars and all that shit. They like, hell no, because I'm getting millions of dollars to keep my mouth shut and let these fossil fuels continue to do what they're doing. So you're absolutely right. If you want to see that type of change, that's why you see Treating Sheet out there going to DC. They're lobbying. They're putting stuff together to try to push for this reparation situation, and they're going to try to get, I'm assuming, more of us into this conversation so that we know what's going on with this and that we help push it, because that's really where the change relies on. It's money.
Right.
And that's what this is, a capitalist system.
Right.
And like you said, if we're not gonna shut down capitalism, we have to interweave into capitalism and use the tools to push for lobbying, because that's the only way this shit gonna change. That's really the only way. That and progressive, you got the progressives in the office and all that shit that constantly are irritating, harassing, pushing for that shit to happen regardless of where that money is. But it's also going to take us to put money behind them and those people so that they have that backing. Otherwise, they're going to eventually start being quiet because they're getting money to shut the hell up.
And so Blaze just said in the comment, I know he ain't on the show, but he just said in the comment, he said they hoeing us and he don't like that. And that's a fact. But the thing, he said they hoeing us. And he don't like that, because basically, like with Kanye West, they done pulled all his every deal. They refused to do business with this man. They won't even let him bank his fucking money. You know what I'm saying? And then the same thing with Kyrie Irving, bro. They took it just took his Nike deal from him. Nike refused to do business, which is insane to me, because Nike is still by all day outspoken athletes, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So to see them pull away from
but this is who are the shareholders?
Right.
Who are the shareholders of Nike?
Right.
So that, and I don't know the names. I'm just saying that's where the issue is. Like you said, it's about that money and that
know who they are.
But I'm just saying, I don't know the names is what I'm saying. I'm just saying it might not even be them directly, but they may be a part of other organizations. Taylor Swift has talked about how she loses her music. She's talked about the Carlyle Group. She's talked about not Jeff Bezos, George Soros, who's also these are all conversations that they continuously have because she wants control of her music. And I don't know where she's at now with that, but it's all big money. You know what I'm saying? It's private equity. And that's that's where the situation. You're right, lobbying. I mean, that's where the change is going to be at, man. You got to put the money in there in order for some shit to really move around.
Because see, the issue is we can sit up here and complain about our dealings and how certain, and I want everybody to understand me, certain people have taken advantage of another group of people, but the reason they've been able to do that is because of capitalism, and capitalism is the root problem for all this shit. Same reason why we got 50% of American waterways is polluted, because of the Clean Water Act. People was able to buy certificates saying the water they weren't polluting the waterways as much as they were, and all this type of stuff. All the root cause of all this bullshit is capitalism. So if we're not ready to tear the system down, we need to learn how the system works to interweave ourselves and move throughout it. So sometimes it's value in being quiet. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West is done. We done seen him lose all this money because he won't shut the fuck up, because he's speaking his truth. Which I'm not knocking you speaking your truth or doing whatever the fuck you want to do in life, but it's going to be consequences for that. You know what I mean? Right. And once you get outside of corporate interests, it's going to be consequences for that. So we need
freedom of speech is real.
Yeah.
But you have to be ready for the flood if you say some shit that's going against the norm.
Right.
That's not the free part. That's the cost.
Right. And we just because we just saw the same thing. And we've been kind of on the slippery slope for a while with freedom of speech, because we just watched the same thing happen with what's our boy name, the conspiracy theorist dude, that Alex Jones. Alex Jones, I'll eat your ass. I'll do it. But we just saw him get hit with $1 billion. Like Alex Jones ain't got no $1 billion, but he just got he got hit with $1 billion fine. This nigga got a mixtape out right now, and if y'all think I'm capping, go look it up. He got a country album out right now, trying to pay back that $1 billion that he lost because he was speaking his truth, whether or not it was the truth or a factual truth.
It wasn't.
He was right, exactly, but he was speaking his truth.
That's why he got hit so hard with it, because he's been saying crazy shit for years. And again, I have listened to Alex Jones. I've heard some of the things, because there are some things that he talks about that has truth in it. But when it's time to make some money, he goes on this deep end, especially once he got the far right people on his side. And then he started speaking that Sandy Hook shit, saying it was fake, and there were what did he would call them? They're psyops, and there are moles in there, and that wasn't the real mother of the children, and that's not really the mom, and and then they had and as a result of him saying all that wild shit, his fans, people that listen to his show, were pulling up at this woman's home, death threats, all this other type of shit. So that's when you getting out of control with it, bro. That's not necessarily your fault. But you rose up these fools, just like Donald Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might have not caused the coup in D.C. for January 6th, but you're the reason these people are amped up because they believe that the election was stolen.
Yeah.
So you got them up there wilding out, and now, I wasn't trying to do that. Nah, bro. You hyped them up.
Yeah.
Same thing with Alex Jones, and that's why he got what he got. Otherwise, they'd let him continue to say his bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing it for years.
And so, that, like I said, that kind of goes to the point about Kyrie and tweeting out this and tweeting out this documentary because as much truth as a lot of people say that the documentary, because I haven't watched it myself, but I just hear what people say was in the documentary. They still say the Holocaust never happened, which we know for a fact is a goddamn lie. So
crazy.
So you got to be very, very careful. You know what I mean? And that's why he's being held, at the point to apologize. Like I said, and I just pointed out to all the attacks on Israel that a lot of our prominent figures in America have been making, from Donald Trump to Kanye West and all that type of stuff, and that's what exacerbated the Kyrie Irving situation. But
and before that, he was tweeting about Alex Jones, about the New World Order. Nothing wrong with that, because, like I said, Alex had some points in a lot of his old stuff, and that's the clip that he was showing. But you got to preface what you're talking about, though. You can't just throw an Alex Jones video because you know what they're gonna go for.
Right. You
just recently, like you said, he got a suit for $1 billion. So the main conversation is gonna be, he's listening to that crazy Alex Jones. No, he's not listening to him. He's just talking about a clip of something that man may have said that is, along with, to your point, his truth. And that's all it was. But they don't want to have, what do they say? They don't want to have that conversation. That's the new little quote. But come on, man. Kyrie didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing that damn flagrant. He just posted some shit that he didn't speak on. You know what I'm saying? That he just said, this is some shit I watched. Check this out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, if you're gonna post some shit like that, man, you gotta know they're gonna be coming for you, bro. Come on.
Right. And to that point, I just hope that all of y'all understand, if you not a revolutionist, if you work inside of a corporation that has a specific interest, to be very, very mindful on how you move. Now, if y'all ready to just say fuck it and go revolutionary and speak your truth to power, and you know what I mean, then go out there by all means and do it. But you gotta be you probably ain't gonna never make $1 in this country again.
Why do you think so many? To your original beginning of this whole, do we need more black leaders? Why do we need more black leaders? Right? Mm-hmm. Because what happened to our black leaders? They were in jail. Mm-hmm. They were locked up in prison. Mm-hmm. Some are still locked up in prison, even after the fact of knowing that the Black Panthers weren't a terrorist organization or any of those things. They're not letting those people out. There's plenty of pastors, they're still locked up to this day. Political prisoners, all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. Assata Shakur is in Cuba right now, staying away from America, because if they bring her over here, they're going to throw her in prison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like the blacks just gave up. No. Mm-hmm. Yes, Martin Luther King destroyed us, here, mm-hmm. because it was like, damn, if they going to kill this one. I mean, damn, what else? I mean, if we bring up somebody else, all they're going to do is kill this one too. Mm-hmm. That's the thinking, and that's the mind frame subconsciously. Even if you don't think it's a conspiracy, whatever, even though there was several cases that show different otherwise. Mm-hmm. But it puts a thorn in your side, it takes the energy away from you. But it ain't like we just stopped, but it messed us up so bad to where we lost that traction, and now we rebuilding that shit all the way back up again. And to your point, who's gonna trust some of these leaders if they do something? If they do one or two wrong things, all of a sudden it's like, see. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't get no money to this nigga. This nigga, blah blah, mm-hmm. all that, and that's some of our fault. And we need to work on that as a people.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things we need to work on, and for everybody just tuning in, the reason he brought up Martin Luther King because I started this episode with talking mm-hmm. about how Martin Luther King was starting to lose a little bit of ground as far as the black community concerned. Because I Have a Dream speech was delivered in 1963, and he wasn't assassinated until 5 years later, which was he was starting to change his tone because people were saying there was no nuance in his argument as far as nonviolence, and it wasn't progressing as fast enough. So he was
real quick. Mm-hmm. According to an early 1968 Harris poll, the man whose half a century of martyrdom we celebrate, he had a disapproval rating of nearly 75%, which was basically our people for the most. And it was again not us mostly, but just people as a whole. So even black people were feeling a certain kind of way about him because what? He was trying to change things. He's a radical changer. Just like you could go as far back to Jesus. His problem was he was trying to change some shit. And I'm not a religious person in no way like that. But that was the reason why he had so many issues, because he was a radical. I'm not hearing that shit. We're not doing it this way. We need to be focusing on this. And the same thing with Martin Luther King.
Yeah, and Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, Stokely Carmichael,
Malcolm,
Marcus Garvey. We can go on and on and on. These are all people from our community who tried to come in and implement change, and the government said, "Nah, we rocking with this." And now we wonder why we in such disarray and why we cannot unite. It's not impossible, but we have to understand that a lot of times our so-called leaders and the people trying to do stuff, positive things in our community, aren't perfect in their personal life.
That's right.
But what we need to do, what we need to do is still give them the benefit of the doubt, because we do it with the others all the time. Like, fam, look how long it took them to look how long it took them to prosecute. What's the old boy name that was the film producer that was out there raping and shit?
Ed Buck.
No, not Ed Buck. The fat dude, man.
That fat dude.
I got a fat dude that was out there.
Oh, Harvey Weinstein?
Harvey Weinstein, exactly. But R. Kelly was out of there immediately. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah, I mean, but he had some chances.
He may be the wrong one to use that.
Yeah.
I'm not taking nothing away of what you're saying. But R. Kelly, hell no, they gave this nigga several.
Listen, bro.
We was also hold on a second.
Came out in '98.
Yeah, but but peep game. This what I mean though. With the nuance of the y'all, we old, so y'all are looking all the way back from when we was kids. I'm talking about the nuance of the Me Too movement and shit. They got R. Kelly to fuck up out the paint. It took a while for them to prosecute Harvey Weinstein, and I don't even know if his movies are still in circulation. Like, they tried to mute R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? We can't even listen to his music no more. But I'm pretty sure every movie that Harvey Weinstein produced is probably still being played somewhere.
Well, no doubt. And even with R. Kelly though, I think it was just I don't think they muted him. Us as a community, we did man, fuck this. I ain't listening to this shit no more. Of course, we still have people that do, but it's not like Apple or Spotify or they like, no, we're not playing this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? So I just think he's not necessarily the greatest example. But you're absolutely correct in we do get treated differently when something happens amongst our community. Then they automatically have to go times 10 with our shit, right? So I ain't knocking none of what you're saying.
But our own community go times 10 with us.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, for sure.
We don't give ourselves.
And they don't do it with the counterparts, though.
Right. That's exactly what I was getting.
Every time, our own people. Our own people.
We didn't do that with R. Kelly though. That's why I just said that's the bad.
No.
You might be right.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Yeah, might be right.
We love the Pied Piper.
He sings so good.
And Kyrie want to be in the inside in the comments making jokes. I'm about to put you on blast. I'm voting for Tiana Trump. Get your ass out of here, Kyrie.
Just like and again, I'm not here to come at nobody. I'm not talking shit. But like, the whole Drake shit with the blackface shit, right? We don't even care about that. We like, all right, bro. Let me hear that album though.
Yeah.
He makes good music, so we that's our problem. We love, that's what we do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like some people we just shouldn't excuse like that. Now again, we ain't saying cancel Drake and get rid of him. We saying, hey, bro, I don't want to see this shit ever again. And matter of fact, we're gonna have to bring somebody. Hey, Jay Prince, go holler at this nigga. Yeah. Like something like that. Like hold people accountable. You don't just let this type of shit go awry. Fuck that. I'm
gonna tell you what I want. I want the black community to give us OJ levels of the benefit of the doubt, because we got OJ got off because we gave him the benefit of the doubt.
and we only roll with him because he was a black man, and OJ was that dude at that time.
But remember, all in the '90s, man, we like that was we just had Rodney King. You know what I'm saying? Right. All this stuff was going on, and so they was like, nah, OJ ain't do that shit.
But we knew he did. Well, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. We gotta get back. We gotta get back to some of them OJ levels of benefits of the doubt, man. Because
a 7-year-old knew that nigga killed him. Yeah. Okay.
And then he released a book. What I might have did it. What if I did it?
The glove did not fit.
Come on, fat. And he was putting that motherfucker on like this. Yeah. That shit was right here, bro. Like, bro, you ain't even trying to put that shit on. You like, see? That shit was a spectacle, nigga. That shit tarnished Johnny Cochran, and Johnny Cochran, one of the realest niggas to ever grace the earth.
Yeah.
Like the stuff he did with his career as a lawyer, man, please, civil rights lawyer. He did a lot for us, man. And then when he did that OJ trial, that's exactly what they left him with. Like that's all he did. As if that was his legacy, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
Yeah, inform us, because I'm not even familiar with his civil rights legacy.
Oh man, yeah, all through the '60s, '70s, like fought different cases for black men that were wronged and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'll bring some up for the next show. I'll get some more information and just kind of have a few out that we could talk about. We can do like a Black Excellence kind of thing for him. Mm-hmm. But rest in peace to him, for real, man. Johnny Cochran did a lot for us, man, for real. It's just a lot of. But we have a lot of those types of people, but of course, that's just not in the forefront like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to be a part of African American history. We just have those same kind of players in the books and in the curriculum that we just don't necessarily learn about. And they was demonizing him at that point because in the 90s, that whole OJ trial shit was going on. So.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
No, you did. Probably reading that chat.
They said,
going crazy.
Yeah, they said OJ was innocent. I said, no, he did that shit.
watch if anybody believes that bullshit, watch OJ Made in America. That shit is good. That's a good documentary. That was a 30 for 30 series, but it's like a 6-part, I think. Yeah. But that shit is fire, man. I mean, that's one of the codes. That's right up there with the Last Dance. I swear to God.
You listen, any of y'all listen to Drake album since we on?
I haven't heard it. I heard a couple songs, but I haven't heard the whole album yet. No.
I haven't heard it.
I haven't listened to it all the way through. I've let it ride. It was smooth. I heard some tracks on there, but I ain't went in depth with it yet.
Much better than his last 2 albums.
Question mark. Music way better than his last.
I like Certified Lover Boy. I like some of the songs, unless it's not the last 2.
No, his last one was Certified Lover Boy. His last one was.
That wasn't alright. I mean, you know me. I just like the songs where he's rapping.
And then he had the Afrobeat one.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. He did have that one. Yeah, that was.
But I mean, even at that, like that's some like if you're not on the island, you don't want to hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. But I think some of those songs was alright though.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying, like,
songs are
but like them last 2 albums, I really didn't listen to like that, and I'm a Drake fan, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I ain't had no problem with Certified Lover Boy. That was alright.
Yeah, I definitely didn't listen to the Afrobeats one, but Certified Lover Boy was 5 out of 10 for me. It was some tracks in there, but overall it was trash. 5 out of 10.
Overall was trash. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that was. But yeah, I haven't listened to a single track on this new one yet. I just want to get y'all thoughts on it.
Okay. No, he got some bangers on there.
I just heard that one song. That's Do Your Thing, 21.
We're gonna call that the
you know he was in there like.
That's the one I heard, man. That's what
they said. Drake was pretty spicy on this album, man. They talking about how he was talking about
spicy.
Yeah, spicy. How they was talking about what's her name, Meg Thee Stallion getting shot. And
Meg. He was talking about Meg. He was talking about Serena's husband, and I'm like, fam, what are you doing, my guy? Like, what the hell does Serena's husband got?
He came at him hard. Hey, he came at him smooth, real hard too. I'm like, damn, what he do?
Calm down, bro. Calm down. You talking about a married woman?
You said you was okay with it, but you ain't. I'm gonna dish you.
Man, you talking about a married woman, bro? Slow down.
Yeah. Drake always been spicy like that. I don't know why everybody acting like this is new. Yeah, he always been a little sassy heifer. Oh man, but yeah, man, I don't know. I'm gonna check it out today though. I ain't really. When it came out, I just kind of made me like an old Drake playlist, something where he was actually spitting, some player shit.
Oh, he got a couple songs on there where he go.
Okay,
sure.
Okay, I might have to check it out though. Yeah, I don't think it's any other new music out that I've been listening to. I listened to one track off that Bodie James. I don't know, man. It ain't really been too much new out to listen to.
Freddie Gibbs was fire.
Oh yeah, we talked about Freddie Gibbs though. Yeah, that album. I finally listed that album as a press play. I get that. That's a 10 out of 10. That album is fire.
That's a great album.
Yeah,
he got a deluxe now too. I think like more tracks.
Yeah, I ain't heard the deluxe, but the original version was fire. When I finally got a chance to listen to that shit, I was like, okay. And it's an album. Like we seldom get that. The only niggas that really make albums is like Kendrick. But no, that Freddie Gibbs the album. That shit fire. Yeah. Cole is another one that make albums. Like when we say albums, we mean cohesive, concise projects. With skits and all that shit.
Actual interludes, right?
Yeah, and actually, where even if the songs are different, the project flows and it don't take you out of the zone when you listen to it. You know what I mean? Right. Not like these new cats. They just making playlists, and so when you play, it's it's an album, but it's really a playlist. It's just a collection of songs. It ain't no cohesive to them. You know what I'm saying? It don't make a project at all. But yeah.
They just looking for them streams.
That's it.
Which I understand it, but that's just the joy of artistry and people that really care about their craft. Not saying that them artists don't care about what they do, but it's just when you get those artists that really go the extra mile, man. Like you just appreciate it.
I really hate to chat on this podcast.
I'm done with Kyrie. He said Drake was in the studio with his feet out making this album.
No, y'all so ignorant, man.
Do your thing, 21.
But y'all got anything else to add, man, before you put a button on this?
Yes. Do your thing, 21.
All right. Do your thing, 21.
Go Bucks.
Oh, yes, go Bucks. 9-0. Woo!
Oh, damn, the Bucks is 9-0. That's crazy.
9-0, y'all. We about to break that record at 24-0. That Golden State had.
Yeah,
24-0. Was that what they before they lost? And do you remember who they lost to? The Bucks.
You didn't say.
I hate Kendall. Yeah.
They lost to the Bucks that year. That's when we had Dylan Nadova locking niggas up.
So who you think making it to the finals this year?
The Bucks, sir. I hope it's Golden State again. I don't know if they will. I think it depends on Klay Thompson, like how much he recovers, because it still seemed like he's affected by his the Achilles tear, something like that.
I don't remember.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was
but he just doesn't seem like the same player. Like even with his defense, like he's not really locking dudes up like how he used to be. So I'm just interested to see how he comes back. If he's better, if he's fine by February or something like that, then I'm going, Golden State, Milwaukee. If not, West. I'm probably gonna go Phoenix again. I don't know. I think Phoenix is. I think they're gonna be in it again. For if I don't know. I guess I'm always drinking the Kool-Aid with Chris Paul. So I don't know. I see a reunion. But if, like I said, if Klay's healthy, I think it's gonna be Golden State.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm going to say the Denver Nuggets and Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay. Denver, because what's name's back now, right? Jamal Murray.
He's starting to get it back too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna go on a limb and say. As far as the West go, Golden State is on a 5-game losing streak, so I don't know what's going on with them. The Lakers, they got to figure it out. We thought bringing Westbrook off the bench was the answer. It seemed to be working. I mean, he's playing phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, he looks good with them off the bench.
Yeah, he's playing phenomenal.
It's over for them. They ain't going to no finals. It's over for this shit.
Yeah, I don't know about the finals, but they'll go to the play. I think they'll go to the playoffs this year.
I
think if they make that trade, if they go through with the whole Miles Turner situation, that's all. I mean, that's
a game changer, right?
That's really what the Lakers need. Yeah, they can throw him at the center, and then now you got Anthony Davis and it
would be Buddy Hield too. Wouldn't it be Buddy Hield too?
Right, for sure. I'm just or even if you can bring him with, they absolutely.
No, I think that's what it would be. It would be
that's the whole package. Okay,
Turner, for those picks and Russell.
I'll get them picks up. Get them picks
absolutely.
up. And
that give you that perimeter shooting that you do not have.
Yeah, because Russ is looking good, man. He playing. What he's supposed to be doing, and I just think LeBron just gotta be okay with the whole point guard situation. Let him run the offense. If y'all gonna have him, if y'all gonna be on the floor together, because both of them are kind of struggling with their 3-point shot. So I just think if you let Russ run that shit, they'll be all right. Or, coming off the second, he gonna win 6 Man of the Year. Way he looking, right. But yeah, I mean, if they get Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, it'll be a different team.
Hey, I'm gonna have some fun with it, and I'm gonna say Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm gonna go with the Memphis Grizzlies, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Grizzlies look.
I think if they hit a stride in the playoffs, they can surprise some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can.
But besides that, though, I agree with the Golden State because I actually had Golden State going back to the finals before the season started. But I agree with the Klay analysis, though.
Yeah, Memphis is. You're right though. They're a nice team, and I don't know. John Moran is like a Iverson mixed with Russell Westbrook.
He is. Yeah,
It's
it's
harder.
kind of crazy.
He's just a monster. Like
Hey,
he
hey,
don't stop.
my mom. Shout out to moms too. Moms came to visit me last weekend.
Oh, what's
But
going on, man?
she definitely was like, hey, I like that boy in Memphis.
Yeah.
Hey, talking about John Moran. She said he
Yeah.
come on TV. I watch him. Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
No, John,
He's box office, as Stephen A would say.
yeah, John Moran, crazy man. But I just don't. I'm telling you, that's why I'm going with Denver though. Denver, they just got it together. They got a complete package, and Jokic.
No, they look really good. I can see them going too.
Yeah, Jokic ain't playing around right now, so we gonna see. Y'all know how I feel about Joker.
And Memphis is still young, so I understand that. But they're a young team that whatever's going on over there in Memphis with that coach, they buying in with whatever he's talking about. Because usually young players don't play that hard. They just play hard. You know what I mean? They just play hard and they can win games. You know what I'm saying? But the way they play is like very like organized. You know what I'm saying?
They got like some young bulls. Like even when John Moran is out, they still win.
Like, he ain't the only one that can score 30. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, bro. If he get hurt, they still win. They'll win the majority of the games he out. Like they got some bulls over there for real. Like they really, it's gonna be more so about experience with them in the playoffs. Because
in the playoffs,
all of them can go. But
and that's when it's Bucks and 6. Go ahead, sorry.
Absolutely. But wrong what you was talking about though, Denver. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because he looking good, bro. Like it took him a couple games, but he's looking real nice now, Jamal Murray.
Yeah. Man, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the season, man. You ain't do your World Series shout out, Kendall.
No, I was gonna do that after you got done talking. Houston Astros, congratulations, y'all escaping the cheating allegations. y'all won like fair and square for the most part. You know, there was a little bit of ear whispering out there, but they balled out, man. I watched pretty much every game, and I didn't really think anybody was gonna beat them anyway this year, especially once the playoffs rolled around. They swept 2 back-to-back teams, and then. The rest was history after that once they got to Philly. But they lost 2 games. Philly was hooping, but they wasn't ready for them damn Astros, man. Astros played different. And shout out to Dusty Baker. Took you a long ass time. He like 73, 74. Never had a ring. You know what I'm saying? He's been around baseball for a long ass time. He was with the Cubs. He was with when they had that terrible loss in the NLCS. And then he had Barry Bonds when he was over there with the Giants. So you know, he's been around baseball. He's a huge mentor for especially African Americans. And he's actually recently spoke out about, not enough black players being in the MLB, how it's the quote disgrace. So shout out to him, and I guess we can give him black excellence for all the contributions he's made too. So congratulations to him and the rest of the Astros. But fuck the American League. Sorry. Go Brewers.
That's Trey. Thank you. You already answered the question. I was about to say, who else over there have won? But because it was a question, we're saying how are the Minnesota Timberwolves not considered a super team? And I just had an answer for that. That's all. Trey,
I don't know about that. They're a good team, and I think they'll be all right this year. But I just, Karl Anthony Towns, man, that's really where the issue is. He just hasn't really blossomed the way that he should be at right now. Like he should be the best player on that team. And I think in a lot of ways he still is, but Anthony Edwards to me is like the star. I don't know.
Absolutely. No, he's the best player on the team.
And I'm we make a joke, but I'm kind of starting to feel like he's really Michael Jordan's son because he looks like him, and he looks like that young man, and his heart is just crazy. Like he was playing against the Bucks, even though the Bucks destroyed Minnesota for the most part. It was just you saw like those little shining lights of just watching him, the way he was just hitting threes in transition to come back. Like man, I don't know. Karl Anthony Towns should definitely be that dude, but he ain't got there yet. So
man, I want to play a little bit something. I want to play a little something from one of our friends of the show. He always be sending me music. Man, it's one of my favorite underground artists. I ain't heard this track yet, so it better be fire, Kuda. Otherwise, they're gonna flame you. No, I'm just joking. But this is Kuda King. She invited freestyle. I'm about to play this right quick. Make sure I got this hooked up right.
I wasn't trying to fuck. I wasn't trying to fuck. I wasn't tryna fuck, but she still let me fuck her. Ooh. And I don't love the bitch, but I fuck her like I love her. Yeah. Read the same thing, man, you know that's my brother. Right. Heard him say smoke, seen the gang and ain't touch us. Trunk full of blocks, I think I'm Bob the Builder. Nigga try me and I'ma try to kill you. I ain't fucking with you niggas, I ain't trying to feel you. You boys unfamiliar, not La Familia. Look, all I know is get this money, never stop. Never stop. How the hell we beefing if you call the cops? Look, man, these niggas goofy, that's on G.O.D. No matter what they do, these niggas under me. Just be glad that I showed up. On son, to pull up is like a chauffeur. I'm so thug, you niggas be on some whole stuff. Ain't no whole love, my niggas be after more bugs. Yeah, look, raised as a have-not. All my homies, hooligans and tyrants, dope and tired time. Running up some millions, might just murder for the money. Yeah, probably get you dry from a bitch you in love with. Running out of patience. All I show is love. All these niggas, they be hating. I broke her with the bitch. She wish that we still dated. And if I text her now, she gon' still be waiting. I wasn't tryna fuck, but she still let me fuck her. I don't love the bitch, but I fuck her like I love her. Read the same thing, man. You know that's my brother. Heard him see me smoke, seen the gang, I ain't touch it.
I was friending the show, Kuda King. That She Invited Freestyle. I suggest y'all go check him out. My brother got some heat. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. And on that note, do y'all have anything else to add, brothers, before we get up out of here?
No, sir.
Bucks and 6.
Bucks and 6.
I do. I got a question. Kendall, what time you getting in Dallas?
You couldn't ask him this off air?
I'm not talking to you, Jerome.
You couldn't ask him this off air?
I'm
hilarious.
You, Jerome.
Hey guys, hey. All right, come on now.
No, I mean you coming Thursday or Friday?
The 9th, Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you coming in Wednesday? I'll be up there Thursday evening.
Yep.
I'll be up there Thursday afternoon.
Okay. And like I said,
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Thursday.
Oh, yeah. So now everybody know our travel itinerary. So if they want to rob us, they can.
There you go.
Pull up. Yeah. But we gonna do a live episode while we up there too.
Okay.
Yeah. We ain't gotta be live, but we gonna, we ain't recorded a single episode where we all been in the same place. So we gonna have to do that while we there.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll bring all the equipment and whatnot. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in. And on that note, this has been another episode of Unlabeled Podcast. Make sure y'all go cop the merch. Like I said, I'm rocking the Christopher Columbus unlabeled White Lives Matter shirt right here. You can get it at unlabeledmerch.com. I almost forgot the website because I changed the thing. But unlabeledmerch.com. Also, check out Also, since Kyrie don't want to come back on the show, and he started his own YouTube channel, he a op now. But I'm gonna plug his show. it's called No Time to Explain on YouTube. He does sports analysis breakdowns. Man, real dope YouTube channel. By the way, shout out to brother Kyrie. No Time to Explain. I posted in our community section, and I want some payola, Kyrie, since you don't want to come back on the show. But I'll post in the community section. Like I said, we got the community section up and running now. So anything we talk about on the show now will be in the community section. Y'all can go and interact with it. Just go on the YouTube app and swipe right to the community, and you'll see our post on there. So make sure y'all go over there and interact. We post links to music, websites, anything y'all want us to promote on the show will be in there. Any general discussion will be in there. So, if y'all want to talk, leave us something that y'all feel like we should address, leave it in the community section, man. But please go over there and engage, y'all. And on that note, we will see y'all next week with another episode of Unlabeled Podcast. Peace.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.